My name is Ben Dubin. I've been with Tempe Fire Medical Rescue for about 9 years. Been in the fire service about 15 years total. The physical demands of the fire service are so comprehensive and so unique and so ever-changing. Day in and day out, we have no idea what we're going to be going to have to do, what kind of call we're going to be on, what the terrain's going to be like, what the weather's going to be like. It is as unpredictable as anything gets. And it's our responsibility as a membership to show up every day prepared. I say the overall goal with this program and working with Kaiser is to optimize human performance. And it's not just on the fire ground. It's so important to understand that at some point, the blue shirt that we wear with a lot of pride is going to come off. And at the end of the day, we're still fathers, we're still mothers, we're still husbands, we're still wives. And we have a life that we deserve to move well, and we deserve to be pain-free, and we deserve to enjoy the time that we've put in. So the goal with working with Kaiser is to find an organization that just focuses on optimizing human performance at the highest level. And I've said it for the past 15 years that our firefighters deserve the opportunity to have the same resources that elite athletes have on a daily basis. And all we want to do is provide that education, provide those resources so our firefighters can make informed decisions about how they want to move and how they want to feel. So individual behind me, his name is Tommy Arriaga. He was a firefighter here in Tempe. He passed away from cancer that he incurred from on the job. Firefighters, one of our leading causes of death, if not the leading cause of death right now, is cancer related to the carcinogens and all the exposures that we incur day in and day out, protecting the people that we're sworn to protect. So this station, Fire Station 2, was Tommy's fire station, and this is dedicated to his legacy. And his legacy, his verbiage straight from his mouth is, it's cool to be clean. The old days of having a dirty helmet, of having dirty gear, that badge of honor, that no longer exists. That ego part of us, that is gone. We care way more about going home healthy, being here healthy, so not only can we serve and have a long, successful career, that in 25 years, whenever you decide to take off this blue shirt for the last time, your family gets the person they deserve for as long as they have you. So training with Kaiser definitely helps you train hard without beating up your body, just like traditional weightlifting does. The research and the science that has gone into developing this equipment is as good as it gets across the world. They have found a way to leverage pneumatics with mass in a way for you to put your body in these very uncomfortable positions, but in a very safe and controlled manner, learning how to move with load and with speed, just like we're gonna have to do on the fire ground. There's definitely a difference between just looking fit and being ready for the responsibilities of the job day in and day out. And it's a cultural mindset that we're working on shifting over the years. Our job is to show up every single day at work and protect the citizens that we are sworn to serve. And that comes with a very specific responsibility that each member carries very heavily. And that responsibility doesn't just end when the call ends, it is a nonstop part of who we are. And part of who we are is being ready for whatever event that we are expected to go and to handle with the utmost professionalism and leave that situation better than how we found it. And training is where that all begins. And for our firefighters, learning how to move properly, learning how to move well, move with load, move with speed, and move correctly day in and day out, not only allows us to serve the citizens we're sworn to protect, but also allows us to go home to our families and do the things that we want to do with the time off that we have. And not just during the 25 years that we are doing this job, but also when this blue shirt comes off for the last time, our firefighters know how to move, they know how to move well, and they can enjoy the time that they put in and day out to this career. Injuries in the fire service, they're gonna happen, and the data is out there about almost every single person at some point in their career is gonna suffer some sort of soft tissue injury. And now that doesn't just affect the individual member that's gotten hurt, it also affects their family at home. Because now that member isn't serving, they aren't doing what they want to do, and that does take a toll mentally and physically. And on top of that, there's a financial responsibility that the city has to incur. So not only is that member off of a fire truck, that member's position has to be backfilled by someone else in an overtime slot, where now it's costing the city more and more money to fill a position from an injury that may have been preventable in the first place had we been training the right way from the beginning to hopefully not have that event happen. You know, I have a very unique perspective when it comes to the fire service and the world of strength and conditioning. I've been in the strength and conditioning world for over 20 years at a fairly high level, and then being in the fire service for 15 years, I've always worked on trying to bridge this gap between strength and conditioning for elite athletes and the strength and conditioning for firefighters or first responders in general. And what Kaiser has allowed us to do, which has been one of my goals from day one, is our men and women that serve, they deserve access to the same equipment, to the same resources, to the same education that is afforded to the top athletes in the world. And not just the top athletes in the world, the top members of the military. They go hand in hand. And every firefighter, everyone who is sworn to protect, deserves the access just like they do, because our job is no different. We have a saying in the fire service that goes like, train like your life depends on it, because it just might. And we take that very seriously. And it's not just training for the fire specific situations or the EMS calls we run, it's training to stay healthy, to perform, to not get injured, so you can serve and do what you love doing, which is help the community.